And the thing that blows my mind, and this is all connected to the current Supreme Court nomination, and I already have people attacking me. Jordan, stop attacking the Democrats during the Supreme Court nomination. Amy Coney Barrett is a risk. She's a threat. She's a danger. Yeah. I don't know if people understand this term. Look it up in the dictionary. It's called nuance. You can have two thoughts at the same time. I think Amy Coney Barrett is incredibly dangerous. I think she's lying through her teeth. I think she is a religious zealot who wants to get on that court to be the deciding vote in overturning Roe versus Wade. That wouldn't happen right away, but it potentially could happen with her as a Supreme Court nominee. Justice. I also think it's over. She's going to get through. The Democrats didn't do what they should have done weeks ago and taken every procedural route to block this. And frankly, this is an illegitimate process. They shouldn't have showed up for work. They shouldn't even be at the hearing. They blocked Obama because it was an election year. Democrats should do the same things, but Democrats don't have a spine, so that's why they don't. But I want to show you this clip, which I thought was particularly interesting because my mind works differently than most of the resistance. The resistance was cheering for Amy Klobuchar yesterday because she took it to Amy Coney Barrett, that Amy Coney Barrett is going to, help overturn the Affordable Care Act. Let me play this for you.
We have a president who has fired or replaced 5 inspector generals, Senator Grassley, who has fired an attorney general, an FBI director, and is now going after their replacements. We have a president who divides our country each and every day. He has called our military suckers and losers. He's refused to condemn white supremacists, and he has the gall to hold up a Bible as a prop in front of a church instead of heeding its words to act justly. And now he says this election will end up in court. Why, Senator Cruz, does President Trump matter? He is putting the Supreme Court in place, in his words, to, quote, look at the ballots, end quote. Well, I won't concede that this election is headed to the court because you know at home exactly what the president is up to. That's why you're voting. That's why you are voting in droves. Why are you voting? Well, you know that your rights, your health care is on the line. You know that they are trying to push through a justice who has been critical of upholding the Affordable Care Act, and they're doing it in the middle of a pandemic. And you can see here in this room the misplaced priorities of this Republican-run Senate, and it's in your hands to change it. Are they working to pass a bill to help Americans to get the testing they need to save their lives? Are they working to help the moms trying to balance a toddler on their lap while balancing a laptop on their desk? Are they trying to help our seniors isolated, missing graduations and birthdays? Are they passing the bill the House passed that would help our economy?
So that was Amy Klobuchar, resistance hero, who MSNBC was slobbering over yesterday for that display. You know what's amazing to me about that Amy Klobuchar clip? Is what the Democrats and the corporate media don't want you to think about. They only want you to focus on Amy Coney Barrett. And by the way, you should. She is dangerous. And I'm going to have some clips tomorrow that I think are the most dangerous and frankly concerning about her. But what's amazing to me about what Amy Klobuchar said there and what the Democrats want you to believe is the gravest threat of Amy Coney Barrett, aside from Roe versus Wade, she's going to take away your health care. When in reality, Amy Klobuchar and people like her are complicit in taking away your health care. Amy Klobuchar and people like her are complicit because they have created a system because of their donors and because we live in the United Corporations of America, not the United States of America. They are complicit in creating a system that would even allow a potential Supreme Court nominee to overturn or take away people's health care. The reality is, if Amy Klobuchar and the Democratic Party would do what the rest of civilized countries do, And I don't want to hear from people, now's not the time, Jordan. Get off of this. We have to save Obamacare. Now is the time. Now is the time. People like Amy Coney Barrett would not be a threat to taking away Obamacare if we didn't have a for-profit healthcare system. People like Amy Coney Barrett wouldn't be a threat to kicking your kids off your health care, because Obamacare allows you to stay on your parents' health care till 26, if health care was a right as part of being an American citizen, like it is in France and Italy and Germany and Israel and name your European country. The fact that Amy Klobuchar and the Democrats, through political messaging, because you know they're reading from their talking points sheet, and the talking point sheet is hit hard over Obamacare. That's what the consultants have said. That's what Biden's campaign is doing. They're focusing almost exclusively, even more than her threat to Roe versus Wade, on that she would be the vote to overturn Obamacare. And they don't want you to think about the fact that all of this doesn't need to be. She doesn't have to be a threat to your health care, because if we had Medicare for all, is Social Security at threat of being overturned by a Supreme Court justice? No. Is Medicare at threat? Is Medicare at threat of being overturned by a Supreme Court justice? No. Because when you confirm things, when you crystallize things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, it isn't so easy. It's a part of the fabric of American life, and it has been for decades. It can't just be overturned in the Supreme Court. That's why they haven't successfully overturned Social Security or Medicare, because it went into law many years ago. It's part of the fabric of America, and the people wouldn't tolerate it. Particularly the seniors wouldn't tolerate it. But the Democrats, through their messaging and theater, want you to believe the gravest threat is Amy Coney Barrett's gravest threat. I think her gravest threat is on Roe versus Wade, is she's going to take away Obamacare. Well, what have you done to ensure that people's health care can't be taken away? Think about the fact that they are cheering, and they have been elevating something called the Affordable Care Act in the first place, which is essentially embracing the idea that you should have to pay for health care in the richest country on earth. That you should get affordable health care. No, you should get free health care as a citizen that's baked into your taxes. That we would pay a little bit more in our taxes, and we'd get health care, and we'd get universal child care, paid sick leave, and many other things that the rest of the world is doing and laughs at us for not doing. So as the MSNBC viewers and the Twitterazzi, as I call them, the Twitterazzi, cheer when Amy Klobuchar gives it to Amy Coney, they don't care because they're comfortable. Their health care is fine. They're getting it through their jobs. They're not struggling. They could pay their copays. They could pay their deductibles. So that's fine. And they don't see the moral bankruptcy of people like Amy Coney Barrett, Amy Klobuchar, and the Democratic Party making this all about Obamacare. Well, why is it that we have a system that an Amy Coney Barrett could overturn health care? Maybe you should do the simple thing, the easy thing, the thing that's the most cost effective, and just bake it in to being a citizen. Medicare for all. Hell, you don't even have to call it Medicare for all. Call it whatever the hell you want. Call it neoliberalism for all, as long as it's universal health care and free at the point of service. But they don't want you to think about that. They want you to buy into the theater that they're selling, which is she's going to overturn your health care. She's going to take away the Affordable Care Act. Well, affordable for who? Affordable for who? I've been on Cobra since I was let go from the Young Turks. That's almost 3 years. I was on federal Cobra, and now I'm on state Cobra. You know how expensive Cobra is? I pay, thank God my parents have been helping me, I pay $600 a month for Cobra. That's before I even have to pay my normal deductibles for the plan that I had at the Young Turks. Why am I doing that, you ask? Jordan, why are you doing that? Because I looked into the Obamacare plans in New York, and they were higher than Cobra. Sure, devil's advocate. Well, Trump's been trying to sabotage Obamacare, Jordan. Well, the Obamacare rates were skyrocketing while he was still president, before Trump came in. So this is what Amy Klobuchar is ranting about? This is what Dick Durbin and all of these Democrats are going after Coney Barrett about? And I just want to be clear, because people don't understand nuance on Twitter. This is not me endorsing Amy Coney Barrett. I don't even think they should be holding the hearings. If I were an elected official and I were a Democrat, I would have never even shown up to the hearing. It's illegitimate. Sorry, Amy. They blocked Merrick Garland. I'm not holding a hearing for you. Let the Republicans hold the hearing themselves. They're going to ram it through either way. Hey. It's a pandemic, so you got to be careful, but you don't make Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell's life so easy right now. Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com, where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.